Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nilesh and you're watching Techie Programmer. Today in this video we are going to talk about what is the revenue source of browsers and why are they free. Like if you go and search for Google Chrome or Safari or Opera or UC browser, okay, it's currently that is banned, but if you go through the different browsers on the Yandex, so the example for a browser, so if you go check out any other browsers, they are free. Brave, why they are free? Internet Explorer, these all browsers are free, but question is why they are free and who pays them. Okay, so understanding this, if we go with a documentation, or I have just read some documentation on the articles, and I have found out that the main reason that these softwares are free is just because they are heavily paid by the search engines. So what kind of treaty or what kind of agreement they have so that they are getting paid? For example, the Safari default browser of Apple or Mac will be or the iPhones is default browser is Safari, and they use a search engine called Google. So the Google pays Apple for keeping the Google as the default search engine for that application or that product. So in this way, any Apple user or any iMac user or the Macintosh user with Safari pre-installed has the default browser as or the default search engine set to Google. So because of this, the Google pays them. So according to treaty, the Google has paid Apple $12 billion for keeping Google as the search engine. So this is the heavy amount that has been paid by Google to the Apple. But again, the Google will get back their revenue just in when the Apple releases their new product, and on the ad basis they recollect their money. So this is a kind of give and take type of thing. So coming back next to the Firefox Mozilla. Firefox Mozilla is an open source. So you think they don't require money for maintaining the project? They do. So how do they earn? Even here, the Firefox Mozilla is the highest or highly used web browser in the all the stock distros, because the basic computers like Linux or operating systems like Linux and all, they come with a pre-installed Firefox. So being open source, they come pre-installed on the pre-installed with Firefox. So even the Google pays them about $78 million to keep the Google search engine as the default browser, and they have spent around 50 millions for their expenses, and rest of the thing is profit for them. So this is how the Firefox Mozilla is earning their revenue. Talking about the, if you heard of the browser called Brave is a browser for personal use, and they have something called BAT. BAT is nothing but basic attention token. So basic attention token is a cryptocurrency that is in the application or the piece of browser itself, wherein if you browse using that piece of software or the browser, you will be credited with some points, and later that you can redeem them. So in this way, they make use or ask the user to browse using their browser. So you watch an ad and you will be collecting a coins. So watching an ad gives you the coins. So in this way, the 70% of the revenue that is earned just by watching of that ad by the people is rewarded. 70% is rewarded to the users, and rest of 30% of the revenue that is gained is taken by the Brave browser itself or the company manufacturers or the developers. So talking about the Brave, and talking about the Opera is one of the famous web browser. You can just even this Opera browser was pre-installed in some of the Android phones, and they were had a like kind of collaborations with the devices, and most of the mobile phones during recent mobile phones had the pre-installed Opera browser in it. And the heavy companies like Google again pays them for keeping Google search engine as the default browser. Along with that, the other companies like eBay and all help them to keep that icons on the front page itself for getting to making it easy for the user to access them. Internet Explorer developed by Microsoft, even that the Bing pays them for keeping the Bing as the default search engine on Internet Explorer. It said that nowadays Microsoft is trying to is paying for the users that use browsers using Bing. That is, if you have an Microsoft account, that is Outlook, then you can just log into your Microsoft account, and if you are searching every day using that Bing search engine, then you will be awarded with the points. The basic whole and soul complete idea is all about the revenue earned from the ads. So we can just say that there is a developing cost initially, yes. So there is a lot of investment in creating a browser like Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Opera, Firefox, Safari. But at the end, it all depends on the search engine and the way the revenue is earned. And most of the time, the ideas or the ideas of earning revenue is varies, but they seem to be free, but they cost you heavy. That is, the end user doesn't pay them, but the search engines and the ads that they play will pay them. This is why the browsers are free. If you enjoy my video, do like, share and subscribe. That's it for today. See you in the next video. Till then, stay tuned. And if you have any suggest topics, then please suggest me in the comment section and I shall make a video on that. See you again.